Hello children, this is Manik sir. So dear children, today we shall discuss about the romantic imaginations as well as the national feelings. In today's topic, we will discuss in details how the culture is playing an important role in creating the ideas of nationalistic feelings among the citizens. So dear children, today we will learn here that how culture is playing a very important role in creating a sense of unity in the society. So it was the culture which was shaping the ideas of nationalism's movement in European society. Because during the nationalism movements, dear children, here we understand that the romantic imaginations which shaped the ideas which created a nationalistic feelings among the citizens, among the peoples in the society. Because when we talk about culture, it used to bring a sense of unity in the society. Because it used to have a sense of togetherness, a sense of unity, a sense of commitment. That is why this culture is playing very important role in developing the nationalist feeling among the European society. So dear children, as we have discussed in our previous classes that when the new conservatisms, when they came into power, there was lot of dissatisfactions which was found among the society because the peoples were not at all satisfied with the new conservatisms, because the new conservatisms after 1815 they begin to rule in the same way as they were ruling before. So there was lot of dissatisfactions among the peoples, lot of confusions which was there among the peoples, and they wanted to fight against the monarchy. They want to bring back the new democratic systems, and in order to bring the nationalism feelings among the society, they use the culture, they use the arts, they use the music, they use the folk dances, they use all these cultural as a medium to bind the peoples together, to have the sense of unity in the society. And that is the reasons during these nationalism moments in European society, we see the romantic imaginations as well as the nationalist feeling which developed or which brings the peoples together to have the nationalism movements in the society. So dear children, here the nationalism movements did not come into being with the development of wars as well as with expansion. So here we need to understand that the development of nationalisms, the development of making nation states, it did not come through having many wars, having through these expansion, but it came into being only through the romantic imaginations as well as the feelings towards the nations. So dear children, here we need to understand that how the culture is playing the important role in creating the idea of the nations. Here we understood that the cultures, it is playing very important role here. How it is creating very important role here? Because when we talk about culture, it used to have a sense of unity, it used to have togetherness, it used to bind the peoples together. That is why the culture which played very important roles in shaping the ideas of nationalism movements in European society. Why? Because when we talk about culture, we have a sense of unity. We have a sense of dedications. The culture is binding the peoples. It is creating unity in the society. It is creating a sense of togetherness. That is the reasons the culture is playing very important role in shaping the idea of the nations here. So dear children, the liberal nationalists, how they motivated peoples? They use the arts, the poetry, the stories, the music, and through that they were developing or they were spreading the ideas of nationalism movements in European society. The same things we see in India also. In India also, when the nationalism movements began, during that time the cultures which helped the peoples to develop the sense of unity, it develops the sense of togetherness. So during the nationalism movements, the same strategy was applied in Indian nationalism movements also. And in Indian nationalism movements, peoples, when they talk about cultures, they use different kind of symbols. They use the concept of Bharat Mata, they use the concept of national flag. Such kind of things was used during the nationalism movements in European country also. So dear children, they use different kind of art, they use poetry, and the writer, they begin to share a new mystical feelings among the society. They created different kind of stories, and through that they were sharing the ideas of nationalist feeling. They were inspiring peoples, they were motivating peoples that it's time to build the nations, it's a time to come together to build the nations, because now the system. So dear children, they said that now the system has changed in the society. The monarchy system is again established in the society, and that is why we people has to develop a sense of unity in the society. And for that, dear children, they use the romantic feelings which created a sense of unity in the society. So here, through these cultural movements, dear children, here we understand that it was binding the people. It was the cultural movement that was binding the peoples together. And here we see that the romantic artists who were writing different stories, different poetry, different kind of arts, those peoples were criticizing the glorifications of reason and science. They were saying that now it's a time not to give more importance to the glorifications of science and regions. Now it's a time to build the nations. We need to have the mystical feelings. We need to have emotions. We need to have these mystical feelings. We have to develop a sense of unity, because we have to build the nations. So dear children, all these writings, all this poetry, music, arts, it is binding people together in the name of culture, because culture is something which is creating the idea in the society, and it is bringing togetherness in the society. So dear children, basically when we talk about culture, it used to bring a sense of unity. Peoples, they were having a sense of feelings that why we peoples will not be respected in the society. We need to respect our culture, because during the time of monarchy, we have observed that the monarchy, peoples were not giving importance to each and every one in the society. Only a particular communities were given privileges. So here, when the new middle classes, when they develop their status, develop their identity, they begin to question the ruler that why they should not be respected, why their cultures should not be given importance in the society. So these kind of feelings which has developed during the nationalism movements in European society. So here, dear children, here the effort was to create a collective heritage. So what is the intentions of this liberal nationalists? Because they are using these cultures. And why they are using culture? Because they want to create a sense of collective heritage on the basis of the nations here. So after that we see the Romantic German philosopher, and his name is John Gottfried. The John Gottfried had the period between 74 to 1803. So his period was in between 1744 to 1803, and he began to claim that if we want to discover the true German cultures, then it must be found or it must be seen among the common people. So here he is claiming a new ideologies, and according to his ideology, the German philosopher John Gottfried he says that if we want to discover the real culture in the Germanic society, then we need to go towards the common peoples, and we have to find the true cultures only among the common peoples, because these romantic cultures, it will create a sense of unity. That is why he is challenging peoples that we need to give more importance to common peoples, because the real German culture, it is seen among the common people. And it was through the folk songs, folk poetry, folk dances, the true spirit of nations was popularized. So here, how the nationalism movements was popularized here, how it was having popularity, it was through folk poetry, the folk dances, the folk songs, folk poetry, folk dances. It created a true spirit of unity in the society, and through these folk dances only, it developed the sense of unity in the society. The ideas of nationalism was having popularity in the society. So dear children, as we are talking about these romantic imaginations and nationalistic feelings, so here we understood that the emphasis was given to the culture here, because when the cultures is given emphasis in the society during that time, it used to bring a sense of collective identity in the society. So here, after the using of arts, music and cultures, the language was also given more important during the nationalism movements which was happened after 1830 to 1848. So dear children, here the liberal nationalists, they given most important to vernacular language. It means that they given to more importance to vernacular language. That means local language was given more important here. And here they emphasize to have more importance on this vernacular language, collections of folklore, and it was not only to have the collections of folklore, but also to rediscover these new cultures in the society. So here the liberal nationalists, they are not only talking about to rediscover the culture in the society, but they want to spread the ideas of nationalisms to the illiterate peoples here. So here peoples are giving emphasis to vernacular language, local languages, collections of folklore, collections of arts, music and cultures, and it was not only to rediscover the ancient cultures that was there in the society, but it's to have a sense of unity in the society, because they want to through these languages and folklore, they want to spread the news to the illiterate peoples. The illiterate peoples will be communicated here through folklore and through local languages, and that was the intentions of rediscovering the ancient culture here. So dear children, apart from that, we see the using of this Polish language. So here, after the partitions which was happened from this great power, we see the country called Poland. The Poland was having partition at the end of 18th centuries, and they were separated from these great powers known as Russia, Prussia, as well as Austria. So here the Poland is separating themselves from great powers, and when they are separating themselves from great powers, so even though they are separating here, but here the Poland language is no longer given importance in the society. So here we understand that the Poland was no longer existing as the independent territory. But even though it is no longer existing as an independent territory, in spite of that also, dear children, the Polish peoples, they are continuously having the nationalist feelings alive through music and languages. So here, even though the Poland, which is separating themselves from the great powers, but in spite of that also, they are not considered as independent territory, but they are continuously giving importance to culture, importance to language, and importance to music. That means all these Polish peoples, they have a nationalistic feelings among the societies. Apart from that, we see for the examples the Karol Kurpinski, and when he was celebrating the national struggles, he was celebrating it through opera, music, as well as folk dances. So here peoples are giving importance to culture. They are giving importance to different kind of cultures, arts, music, culture, opera, folk dances, local languages, vernacular languages. All these are given importance in the society. Peoples are thinking that when we talk about culture, that will bring a sense of unity in the society. That is why they are giving importance to culture here. So, dear children, as we are continuously understanding that language is also playing one of the important roles in shaping the ideas of unity in the society. Languages. Why? Because when we talk about languages, it used to bring together. We have a better communications with each other, and when we have better communications with each other, then we peoples begin to think that we are also part of the society, we are also part of the nations. And when we talk about these languages, it will bring unity in the society, and when unity is brought through languages, we peoples will have a sense of nationalism feelings among the society. So dear children, here we understood that languages is also playing important role here. How? Because already I have told you that when we have a better communications with each other through languages, it will develop the sense of unity in the society. Then after the Russian occupations, the Polish languages was removed from schools as well as from colleges. And what these Russian peoples did here, they are giving importance to Russian languages, and they are what these Russian peoples were part of the great powers. What they are doing here, they are giving importance to Russian languages, imposing the Russian languages everywhere, and they are removing the Polish languages here. And when such kind of situations happens in the society, during that time there was a great struggles. So dear children, as when the Russian language was imposed everywhere, during that time we see the struggles which happens in 1831. There was an armed rebellion against the Russians which took place, and which was ultimately crushed by this great power. So here, following this resistance to this Russian languages, we see many clergy, many bishops, many church leaders, they begin to give importance to Polish languages here. And when they given importance to Polish languages as a weapon to national resistance, during that time, for every church functions, church gatherings, religious instructions, so as a symbols of national resistance, they use the Polish languages for the communications, for the preaching in the church. And during that time, where the bishops, the clergy, all these peoples were taken into exile, taken into jail, because the great power, the Russian authorities, they begin to say that it was against the rule of this monarchy. Because the Russian peoples, they have imposed their languages here, and when the clergy, when the bishops, the church leaders, when they begin to disobey the languages, these Russian languages, and use the Polish languages in all religious festivals, because of disobedience to the Russian authority, all these bishops, clergies were taken into jail and they were punished here very badly. So here, because the clergy, the bishops, the religious leader, they did not use the Russian languages while they were communicating to the peoples during the religious festivals, during the church ceremony, during the church gatherings in the societies. Because when they were having services, they were using Polish languages. They do not want to accept the Russian authorities, Russian languages, even though the Russian authorities forcefully imposed their Russian languages, but using the Polish languages as a national resistance. And they were giving importance to Polish languages because they want to have independence. And that is the reason they are giving importance to Polish languages here. And here, the using of these Polish languages, it is seen as a symbols of struggle against the Russian dominance. So why the peoples are using the Polish languages here? Because it is a symbols, it is a sign towards the struggles against Russian dominations. Because here the conservatisms, the Russian authorities, they are continuously dominating the society. And the liberal nationalist peoples, the common peoples, they do not want to have or they do not want to live under the control of Russian authorities. That is why they are using the languages as a national resistance to disobey the authority. And when they are disobeying here, they are taken into jail, punished here, and they are compulsorily forced here to use only the Russian languages. So dear children, here we understood that the languages, the cultures, the musics, the arts, the folk dances, the folk songs, the poetry, the opera, all these are used as a medium of communications among the society. Because the cultures, the music, arts, poetry, everything, it was used as a medium to unite the peoples together, to have a sense of unity in the society. Because when they were talking about cultures, it was bringing a sense of unity in the society. And through that, they developed a sense of national feelings in the society. So dear children, here we understood that the peoples, they are using arts, music, cultures and creating a sense of unity, and they are having the romantic imaginations, a sense of dedications, a sense of commitment, a sense of strong feelings towards the nations. And through that romantic imaginations and romantic feelings, they are having a nationalistic feelings and shaping the ideas of nationalisms. So dear children, here we understood finally that the cultures, the musics, the folk dances, this poetry, all this was used during the time of national struggles in European society. Thank you so much for listening to me.